Hey guys, welcome to Flat Top King. Hey, it's early in the morning. The kids are still sleeping. It's summertime and homemade pancakes, homemade fluffy pancakes is upon us. You guys have asked for it. I've seen people ask for like recipes and I thought, why can't I develop mine? So we've been on this absolute manhunt of a recipe to switch ingredients, add, subtract, and I think we've got an absolute fantastic one for you. You guys watch this. First things first, we're going over a quick list of ingredients and some techniques to help you make those fluffy pancakes. There's nothing worse than a dry, thin style pancake. It's all about consistency of your batter, how you work your batter, and your griddle. You got it?
Yep.
Good. All right.
Oh, goodness.
After these messages. So let's run down the list of ingredients. Very quick and easy today. I've already got some ingredients measured out. You guys can check this recipe out at, you guessed it, theflattopking.com, where we got that, or seasoning the hats. You guys look at it, check it out. We got all kinds of stuff on there.
Recipes, lots of recipes.
Lots of recipes.
Print them out.
Yep. Sifted flour. It's not the most important thing in the world. Obviously, you put your flour in like a little sieve, a sifter, because you're not going to mix this batter too much. Okay, so I've got some there. To that, we're going to add sugar. And in this, we got our baking soda, salt, and baking powder. When I was investigating and recipe testing recipes for this, some called for buttermilk, some did not. Some called for apple cider vinegar and the baking soda trick, some did not. Some actually called for sour cream. I felt like every time I did one, I missed the other, and I just wasn't a fan of any of them until we developed all, we just basically put them all three together. So in the bowl, you're going to separate your dry and the wet because it's very crucial. You don't want to overwork this batter. That sour cream, 2 eggs. It might seem like a lot, but I'm telling you, you don't taste it. 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. We have a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. I've even tried it with butter and still didn't think it was as good as just adding regular oil. The idea of the buttermilk, we didn't actually feel like the buttermilk helped. What helps is the baking soda and the apple cider vinegar chemical reaction. I think leavens the pancake even more, and typically we don't even have buttermilk in our refrigerator, so I think it's a win-win. This is whole milk for the first time ever in the household, and then of course vanilla. And I've got a question for you. This was like $5-6. It says pure vanilla extract, but its competition was about $20. You guys spend that much money on vanilla? Can you taste the difference? Is it worth the extra money?
Yeah, we just couldn't do it.
I just couldn't do it. The ingredients said the same thing.
Yeah.
So
we did check the ingredients label. The $5 one was the same.
So now we separated our batter into 2 mixes. We have our wet and our dry, okay? This has been mixed, and now we're gonna mix this. It's important that you mix it now because you do not wanna overmix your batter. We're gonna incorporate our dry into the wet. And then it's more like an aggressive fold, okay? I'm not using the wire whisk. Some lumps will be fine. It's more about consistency and time. You gotta let it rest. You gotta let those chemical reactions do its thing between the baking soda and the apple cider vinegar. You can almost see right now how our batter is becoming thick and pulling away. You can hear the bubbles. So that's it right there. So now we're gonna give it about 5 minutes. I know it looks lumpy. You're fine. I promise you, you're fine. Let it do its thing. We got the Weber on today. It's been heating up nicely. 358 all the way to 367. So when I talk about even heating, you wonder why today I'm actually using this griddle, because if you're doing a pancake video, you might as well have your griddle looking pristine with all the colors matching. I don't want to fight with zones and whether or not my pancake's blonde and dark on one side. So today the Weber gets the win. Very important, like I said, to have your batter rest. And let me show you.
Let's see.
Oh, we got to put some butter pads down.
Ooh, you actually see the bubbles.
Oh yeah, that's how you get your light and fluffy. What I learned about the pancakes, where instead of just buttering the whole griddle, you're losing all that extra space where the butter burns. So I just went ahead, and this is being way too serious, but if you're gonna make the best pancakes, you might as well give it a try. Little pads of butter, and this is where your pancakes fry. It's almost like a crispy edge style that are just absolutely fantastic. We have a large spoon, okay? We're not gonna go back in and disturb all that chemical reaction, right? So you just take your spoon, see the mix? I don't care if it's round or, I mean, we're gonna get it pretty close to round, but it's not like it has to be perfect. And watch what happens in here. Get a good shot. Look at all those bubbles and that chemical reaction happening. That's how you get your fluffiness. If you don't overwork it.
So we're only doing 1 spoonful.
Yeah, this is a pretty big spoon. I mean, my guess is it's probably 3 to 4 tablespoons worth of batter. And you're just dropping it right into that butter. I'm not going in there and scraping it around.
I was just going to say, it looks like you're handling a baby. So gentle.
Well, because every time you handle this, it's just like bread. Every time you handle it, it gets tougher and tougher. So, all right, once you got some nice browning and you can start seeing the edges drying out a little bit, just give yourself, when you drop them, enough room to be able to flip your pancakes. You don't overcrowd.
So why did you use butter instead of oil when you buttered the griddle?
I mean, what's the first 2 things you think about with pancakes?
Chocolate chips.
No. I think butter, I love what happens when you get that like crispy extra. I mean, I know these are going to soften, but when you get a fresh pancake and it's got kind of like that fried bread texture, and then you put that butter and syrup on there, it just takes everything from being like doughy to like texturally different. You know, I just think it's important. What also is important is the temperature of your griddle. We shoot for about 375. I tried about 350, which most griddles will not be able to maintain at all. So it's just one of those things that we fight with on the griddle side. But 375 is, you know, a little bit more maintainable. And I think it just helps elevate, you know, like that steam hits in it. Oh, 375. Golden number, 375. Very, 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 very thin coat of butter.
Boy, those look perfect. So you just used a paper towel and basically just like rubbed butter on the griddle?
All right, so we're actually doing an experiment behind the scenes while we actually make pancakes as well. The first time we did it, we put a lot of butter down, right? That way the pancakes can fry. What happened is that pancake batter is able to spread thinner because there's so much lubrication. Really and truly, the best way to do it is little oil, period. Butter or oil, whatever you decide to use. So once we got our first batch done, we're going to show you the 2 different batches because it's very easy. You can do all that work with that batter, get the consistency perfect, the flavor, everything, and then come out here and then it look completely different. And it's by one method. Too much butter or right amount of butter. And you can see here, we're fluffing up nicely, have nice, thick, fluffy pancakes, and that's what it's all about. Last batch of pancakes. Obviously, I put sprinkles in there for the kiddo. I don't know how many pancakes we want stacked. That'll be good enough for me right there for a good snack in the morning. All right, guys, there you go. That's the best of both worlds. That's homemade fluffy pancakes. We added the sour cream, which seemed to get a lot of support. We added the buttermilk style, which seemed to get a lot of support. So we combined them together. All right. So we've already had a little syrup for a little picture here. So I'm going to take that syrup. This is the syrup I'm using today. And obviously, we're able to sway the old wifey not to use the sugar-free syrup. Look at that. Look at all them holes. White.
Let me see. Turn it.
Turn it. Here. It's a good recipe. That's how you describe me, isn't it?
Light and tender.
Yeah. Here, let me show them something real quick. They're good.
That is good.
You see how nice and thick and airy these are? Same exact batter. For my taste buds, I actually prefer these, but since there was so much butter, it helps those pancakes slide on your griddle a little bit more smoothly. So if you don't have your griddle hot enough or that heat doesn't penetrate fast enough, your pancakes will kind of like thin out. And so this is the same batter, just with a different visual appearance.
Different technique.
Right. But this is like fried in that butter, and you can taste the butter. I prefer the texture, but some people prefer the fluffiness. But we just gave you both sides. They're good.
It's good.
That's a good pancake. All right, guys, there you go. We just tried to switch things up a little bit. We get a lot of inspiration from you guys. And we heard the comments, right? What is the best homemade style pancake? And the comments were basically split 50-50. Ooh. And allergies are getting people this year. You got the buttermilk family, and then you got the sour cream family. And I think we did a great job of combining it with obviously common pantry ingredients. If you guys are interested, we have a join button down below. It's a membership program. We thank each and every one of you for taking time for doing so. Check us out on the Griddle group on Facebook. That is where we actually saw the comments and where we got tagged and what is our favorite. So we thank you for challenging us. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, pound the notification button, share it with your friends. Peace. Are you kidding me? Butter, syrup. Where's actually, we have more syrup?